What's good? What's good? Not the new YouTube ad program. Holy crap. Holy crap. The YouTube experience for me has almost become unbearable. It felt like yesterday was the first day of this. They must have rolled out some new ad program or something. But I couldn't get 5 minutes into a stinking podcast or a stinking video without getting an ad. And then some of these ads are like freaking podcasts in themselves, where it's like, okay, you think it's a 20, 30-second ad, and then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, it's the sponsored podcast, which is just, I don't know. I feel like there's a conflict of interest or something that like YouTube can sponsor certain podcasts to be advertisements. I don't get it. And it's really discouraging because myself as a YouTube creator that has almost 600 videos up and less than 500 subscribers, I'm just really disappointed in the platform. It could be something so cool. It could be something so beautiful. And yet it's not. It's just corporate slop. And I am part of the problem because I still consume it. Because there are just, so many cool, unique, niche content creators out there. And that's what I really like. I've found so many channels with between a couple hundred to 20,000 subscribers, and they seem to be some of the best. Some of the coolest content exists in that area, in my opinion. And you just don't get that level of exposure and diversity of content from other apps like Rumble and Locals. And YouTube has no competitor, which is really unfortunate because that's what allows them to do their shiesty shit. And I was gonna make another video about their ads before this one because I have other complaints and issues as well. Specifically, there's like 3 games, like Royal Kingdom, some Whiteout Survival or whatever, and then what's the other one? The Last War, the little gun game. I get those ads so much, and it really has me curious. Why are they pushing these games, these mobile games so hard? And it's not just that they're pushing these mobile games hard. It's that there are a lot of big name celebrities doing these cheesy freaking ads for these stupid mobile games. And I don't know much about the industry, but from what I understand, there's a lot of money that can be made from in-app purchases. So the games are free, but the in-app purchases are where they get you. And they absolutely use a lot of the same insights and technologies that casinos use to build the addiction and the reward response that drives people to play these stupid, silly games and to spend money. It's just like I totally support freedom and people should be allowed to spend their money however they want. But when there are these massive corporations utilizing psychology to get people to just spend as much money as possible, that's gross to me. That's gross. And so while I don't think these things should be illegal, it's just clear that our corporate overlords are not moral or virtuous people, which is why I'm consistently advocating for us as people who want to build the new earth to divest from as many of these institutions and ways of being as possible. Divestiture is very difficult because you can't just stop paying your taxes. You can't just ignore city ordinances. To a degree you can, and I encourage you to do so. But that is ultimately why my goal is just to buy a few acres of land as far away from big cities as I can, but as close to a Tractor Supply as possible. Excuse me. because I just want land and animals, and Tractor Supply has just about everything you need to homestead, which of course they are a giant corporation as well. So ideally it would be better to find a local farm and feed store to support. And that's another way that you can divest from the corporations. Support local businesses, even if you have to pay an extra $1 or $2. Like, I just got a coffee from a shop here in West Seattle. It was called The Void, and it was a coffee shop in the morning and then like a bar lounge at night, and they had like pinball machines and other arcades, and it had a really cool vibe. And I met the owner this morning and we talked for a bit. He was a really cool dude. They had a pride flag up in the window, but it's Seattle, it's whatever. I do actually want a world that is inclusive and diverse. I just don't want it forced on us via woke propaganda. There's a really cool expression. It's from the Tao Te Ching, the book of the way, written by Lao Tzu, or Lao Tzu. I've heard it pronounced different ways. Lao Tzu. But it's a fantastic book. The expression goes, "What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job?" If you do not understand this, you will get lost, no matter how intelligent you are. And I think about that a lot. And that is honestly sort of how I want to project morality and virtue out into the world. I just want to be a good man. And I want to be a good man to be an example for others. And then when the time arises to where I need to speak up or act up to help educate a bad man, don't think of bad as like, unsalvageable, just, lost their way, someone who has lost their way. And I really think that's what the woke people should be doing if they really want to build an inclusive, equitable, diverse world, is that they need to start being examples of high virtue, high morality people. And they're not. They're just screeching banshees, hysterical screeching banshees. And I know you're not supposed to use that word, but I think we have to use that word. Anyways, for the time being, I'm still gonna keep doing this stupid YouTube thing, but it is extremely discouraging how, from both ends, as a consumer and as a creator, I'm really disappointed in the direction YouTube has gone. But what can I expect? It's a giant corporation with friends in the government, and they want to curate and control the narrative as best they can. And YouTube is a fantastic tool for that. And so I am part of the problem. And I got to figure out a way to not be. But you are too, because you're watching this video. It is what it is. We have to compromise. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you want to help us build the new Earth. That's sort of the new age objective for the planet. We want to resist the technocrats, the autocrats, the fascists, the authoritarians, whatever you want to call them, the ruling class, the people who pull the strings, who manipulate the masses, those people. Because fuck them really hard, but not because, they should be hanged. But I don't want to get into that right now. So I'll end the video here. Much love.